Oh man, what a time! What a time! I thought I was really smart and really sick, so I went to um I went to that really cool place in the middle of nowhere. It's off Indian Canyon, and you think it would be the best place to just relax because I wanted to do that sewing and try to sew those dresses. So I wanted somewhere just to sit and by myself and relax. And so I thought that place off Indian Canyon, where you go and you wait to grab a Greyhound. I think you grab a Greyhound or an Amtrak. It's a place out in the middle of nowhere where you can grab a bus. And it's down Indian Canyon, right down from the Jack in the Box and the Pilot. And it's just right down there, and you make it right, and you're in the middle of nowhere waiting for that bus, or you can go down there. It's in the middle of nowhere, and you grab a bus. Well, I parked there, and I realized why it's always so empty. Too much dirt was flying everywhere. It was really windy, and the windiness made it really cool. It took the heat. It took the heat right down. But you can't sit out there because it's just too much dirt flying everywhere. Unless you're gonna religiously stay in your vehicle. It was too much dirt. In 2 seconds it was dirt everywhere. I opened the door to grab the dresses out of the trunk and come just right back to the car. And there was dirt all over the chair. So I thought, oh, this is why people don't go here. This is why it's always so empty. So I said, okay, this was stupid. So I left, and I went to the rest area right there by Palm Springs. And I sat and I did my little sewing. The sewing on the dress, of course, was not a perfect happy line. So I was trying to sew. I try to keep my brain in it, like sewing is that easy. But the line did not go perfect straight. The sewing wasn't like a perfect dream, but like it was good enough. It was good enough because I just needed that hole sewed up. And thankfully I was sewing it where you put it inside out to wear it, or you don't see the sewing because it's inside, like it's on the side of the dress where the material kind of flows, and the actual part that was sewn was inside the layers of fabric. So when you wear the dress, the sewing is like hidden. Um, so I thought, well, that's good because if it doesn't look perfect, I don't think anybody would even notice anyway. So it was good enough. It was sewn, so I could be done with it. And then I thought, well, I feel like dead crap. So I felt like such dead crap. I thought, well, I want to go to that Ukaipa place. That Ukaipa rest area had the most heroic, amazing, precious, beautiful truckers that one day. And I thought, you know what? When I feel this much death, I just need to hurry up. I need to hurry up really and rebuild myself enough to not go through those things anymore. And I thought, gosh, remember when I thought I was gonna rebuild myself in like a day and it was gonna be that easy. But, you know, you should think or say, my queen, my queen, my queen. I had so many enemies just embedded in my death that this has been the longest, arduous, horrifying thing ever known. You would think that the devil would just get over it if he's lost and I've resurrected anyway. But no, I resurrected, they lost, and they were still just excessively embedded everywhere, which I've almost got it all off. But boy, you never realize how bad things are until you have to actually go through it. And you never really know for sure when it's never existed before. So when you're a god, you can estimate how things are probably going to go. But when it's never existed before, sometimes things are a lot worse than you wanted to, acknowledge. Or as a God, you want to think it's going to be quick and easy because you just don't want to go through it anymore. But it ends up not as happy as you were. You think gods know everything, but gods are very fragile. When it's something they have never done before, they get very, like a little kid, very fragile. Of course, I'm their mother, so I don't get fragile or fall apart. I've learned not to be fragile or fall apart because my kids, the gods, need me. So when you have to take care of a bunch of gods, like a normal, like mother type God that takes care of all the gods for me or with me, you learn to not fall apart when it's something brand new because everybody else falls apart when it's something brand new. But that's a little moment. The gods are not as perfect as you wish, but everything that's alive has something that makes them feel that fragileness of existence. And the big ones at the top just have to learn to act like everything's perfect, whether it is or not. You know what? So I get so excited, and I'm like, I'm going to this Yucaipa rest area where everybody was so amazing. I'm going back to that Yucaipa rest area. Those truckers were so much out of dreams. Those people were so precious. So I go to this Yucaipa place. It's all not great people. It wasn't great people. It was a bunch of people warning me that rest areas have very scary or bad people. And it was a bunch of people that just hate God or do bad things. Tons of people that hate God or do bad things. I was like, oh, my death needed something nice and good. But the temperature was so nice. It's hot. It's hot everywhere else. And when I came here, the temperature was so much better than everywhere else. I thought, well, I've already driven to so many different places, and I just need enough sleep to know that my inside problems, I can get enough rest, fix my inside issues, or get my insides fixed up a little bit more, and just figure it out from there. So I thought, well, I'm just going to stay here and get the sleep that I need. What I did was I rested and rebuild myself, and rest and rebuild, and rest and rebuild, and rest and rebuild. So I thought, well, I need to do this. I can't pay attention to anything else. And this is a nice temperature. I can at least rebuild myself good enough to get through my day and get back on track. So I just went through it. But yeah, it's not the rest area it was last time. But, what do you expect? A rest area is just people coming through, driving by. This is not the same atmosphere of the souls as it was that other time. But I'm up. I'm rebuilt enough to keep going and keep running. So here we go. But I thought another thing that would be nice to post about is that with my rebuild, and with my rebuild going so good, now that I'm in a really good rebuild, the one thing I know I can help you guys with is getting fixed. If you qualify for a miracle, you never need to get fixed, huh? But sometimes when you get surgery, it's nice to ask a God to kind of help rebuild you with the surgery, because then you rebuild faster, you heal faster, and you get stronger faster. So I thought, I better post that before I forget, because that's a good one. If you ever know that your body's kind of falling apart, not just in surgery, but when you know your body's kind of falling apart, something like what I'm doing to myself makes it easier to help you guys when you feel like your bodies are kind of falling apart. This kind of stuff would help with stuff like that. All right, I'm going to start my day. Good luck, everybody. Have a good day. And don't forget, you're my queen for the day. Okay?